Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Talladega. That's right, we are doing Talladega tonight here in the Elite Cup Racing League. Man, oh man, oh man, restrictor plate racing at its finest. Tonight, we are going to be doing 75 laps, 200 miles at Talladega Super Speedway, whatever the heck you want to call it. It's Dega. It's badass. This is going to be wild and fast. Kevin Zabladil with me as always. How you doing tonight, Kevin?
Man, I'm doing great, and I'm ready to watch a show. We saw the Xfinity race earlier today, and I think we're going to see more of the same here. Nice little nightcap for all of us here on YouTube land.
Yeah, that was definitely a pretty crazy race to say the least. Um, so qualifying is just getting underway here, or just wrapping up, rather, I should say. These guys are going to be gridding up any second now. So we are the Sim Survival 200 at Talladega. This is going to be an interesting one, to
Oh,
say
I
the
like that word
least.
survival.
That's right.
It's going to be a key to winning this thing tonight. We
Oh,
talk about
man.
it a lot, but even though we've got a fast repair here, you don't want to use that. You want to keep that thing in your pocket as long as you possibly can because if you're the guy that's got to use it on lap two, you got to go the rest of the race without having that in your back pocket. Kind of run a little bit cautious, but if you can save that fast repair till right up at the end, you can go as crazy as you want and know that you got an insurance policy still sitting there in your pit stall for you.
Yeah, absolutely right. You are absolutely right on that. Looks like the guys are gridding up here, and Adam Boughton in the number 94 taking.
He tried to call his shot. He said he's going to win tonight.
He
So
did. He did say that.
I looked up. Waylon Turner was out here and was looking really good in qualifying, and all of a sudden I look up right at the end, and there's a points leader, and went ahead and punted him to the outside of row one.
Yeah. New look tonight for the number one of Waylon Turner. That's a really cool looking Jegs machine, man. Jegs has been a part of motorsports for a long time. Very, very awesome looking race car.
And Waylon never disappoints. He's always rolling out a new paint and got some cool stuff, and he does some awesome renders too. He's always posting some stuff, showing it off over here in our league Discord and on his social media too.
Yes, he definitely is. And the one thing that I noticed a little bit here early on in practice, Kevin, is we saw some manufacturers practicing together. We saw a Toyota team, all four or maybe five guys driving Toyotas tonight, and that's something we haven't seen here on a normal basis. And those guys were driving Toyotas, and they were working together very well in practice. So this team
just like real life,
Yeah.
these guys pick up on things, and we've seen how well it's worked in real life. So, why would you not give it a shot?
I
The
agree with
outside,
that.
though, just like we saw with JRM today in that Xfinity race,
Oh, man.
you win as a team, you lose as a team, and it's easy to all get caught up in that same wreck together.
Right. Yeah, you're absolutely right on that. And
There's nothing around, this, we call it plate racing, but there's no restricted plate anymore. It's just, super speedway style racing. It's all a risk, and it's all, calculated, and there's no free passes. Everything that you do that could help you could also hurt you at some point. So you got to
absolutely,
manage
man.
that risk as you go along tonight. 75 laps, that sounds like a big number around this big 2 2/3 mile beast, but let me tell you, that's not a long time. These cars, you really got to work hard at getting the run formulated. It's not like what we've seen in some of the past eras of the Cup car.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, air, utilizing that air, knowing how to work the draft, that's certainly going to be a part of tonight's race, 100%. Just kind of let everybody know they're out there in virtual NASCAR land. Our timing is not loading, so this has happened before. I'm just going to kind of be patient once it goes green and hope things pick up here. But right now, our scoring and timing is not.
Green flag.
Hey,
Sure,
let me
flag,
tell you,
so.
you're not missing anything with the timing. Green flag's out.
That's right.
By the time we come around here, 2.66 miles later, none of these cars are going to be in the same spot.
Absolutely not.
It's going to change 5, 6, 7 times each straightaway.
It is, and you know what else? Look at the size of this field tonight, man. We've got 29 cars here tonight in the Elite Cup Racing League. That is just an awesome turnout for these guys.
It's a big turnout, and it's gonna make the racing a lot different. When you have a short field, there's just that many fewer opportunities to kind of create a run and create the energy that you need to build a big run. So having a big field, it makes it, you might say it's more of a challenge because there's more competitors out there, but there's also a lot more opportunity for things to get jumbled up, and you can probably capitalize on that. So
oh, heck yeah, man. Yeah,
let's
absolutely.
hope that they all stay clean and green out here, though.
Well, we're going to find out. We're going to do it together here. As you see the number 1 of Waylon Turner taking the early lead in that number 1 Jegs machine, going down to the bottom right in front of Adam Boughton here to lead lap number 1.
Told you, nobody's going to be in the same spot.
No, they are not.
And this side by side, if they could get single file, I think that you could probably see a little bit of separation from the side by side guys. That's how big the side draft and that side disruption of the areas. Problem is, nobody wants to be the guy that just gives up. It feels good being up towards the front. I don't know if you want to be leading because you're going to burn a little more fuel, but I think it definitely, you want to be seeing the leader.
Most definitely you do, and we see already, just that slight loss of momentum there, and the one car's all the way, all the way back to the 3rd row in just one turn. That's how quick things can change here at Talladega.
Give that old Best Buy shot at the lead up here, see if he can maintain it. Still half a lap to go to the start-finish line, even as they go off here to turn 3.
Right?
It's like one car's bowing out on the apron. He's piecing out of this deal, and he's probably going to lose the draft here.
Sure looks like somebody in the back there. Definitely going to be out of contention for the time being.
And these
way
Cup
back
cars,
there.
you lose the draft, and you're
Looks like Gary
in trouble.
Nash.
Yeah, he has for sure lost the draft. He's going to find himself losing close to 5 seconds a lap back there. Which, we do the math here. Our pull speed was in the about a 53-second range.
Mm-hmm.
They're running low 50s right now. So he's going to give it about 10, 12 laps. He's going to be losing a lap. That's how quickly it happens here. There's that 3rd line forming here on the outside. I'm impressed to see that working. Oh no! There it was. The 45K lead. Leroy Koblenz was in it. Looked like Adam Boughton may have gotten a piece too.
Well, luckily, these guys do run one faster pair here, but that is not the way that you want to start your race. Let's see if we can take a look back at what happened here. It was definitely Kane Lee.
Saw Leroy Koblenz there at the end. Got a big piece of the wall also. Just mistimed that run. I think that was Roth there to 62 Roth. You see him there. Furtick's leading that middle line, and it looks like Roth comes up and he's just coming with a head of steam, and
just wasn't quite square on his bumper though, that's for sure.
And then there's Leroy.
Oh,
it's a piece of it too. Is that the 84 that 45 came across the nose of there?
Yeah, I think that was a 74 of Pete Walsh. Oh no, I think you're right. I think that was the 84. That was, yep, Michael.
Yeah, Michael York, his hometown race.
Oh, that's terrible.
There's, Texas Motor Speedway is my home track. I don't even like the track that much the way it races, but I still want to win at Texas.
Heck yeah, man.
Just, even though it's a virtual thing, it's still, it's my home track, And,
absolutely.
And, man, he's not out of it though. Get a fast repair, he can still get back up there.
Absolutely,
you got to be cautious now. If you're one of these, probably going to have 3 guys using a fast repair. Leroy might be able to, if I'm Leroy Koblenz, depending on how his wheel feels, I think I may want to just come in and take a look at that take a look at that damage and see how bad it is. That wheel's not totally knocked out of line. May be able to fix that. Still contend. It's I keep talking about that, but it's so big to have that fast repair at the end of this because there's probably the odds are very much in favor of there being a big wreck inside the last 5, 6, 7 laps.
Right.
And being able, to have that fast repair to come back out and run that shootout at the end versus being parked in the garage watching that shootout at the end is what's going to make the difference for a lot of these guys tonight.
Absolutely. And yeah, I apologize for that little glitch there, guys. I think we got us back up and running here. Kind of took my focus away just a little bit, but that's why we got 2 people up here. But you know what? This is a guy that had a really bad race last week was Travis Gilbert. That number 41 did not have the day that he wanted last week by any stretch of the imaginations in that 41 machine. And he's back up front again this week, and I think he's trying to turn things around from last week at
yeah, you get
Texas.
a bad run like that, just kind of get your butt kicked, and it's demotivating, and it, under the right circumstances, it can really fire you up.
Absolutely can. Most definitely can. So caution number 1 claims a couple victims here early on here at Talladega.
Well,
like we said, we do got we do got one.
We'll come back out.
One quickie.
You're never out of it until you wreck the second time here at Talladega. But really, in all seriousness, with the damage model on these cars, a lot of jokes, they call it the no damage model because you're able to fix it. And once you fix it, unlike some of the other cars in the service, once you fix it, it really is truly back to brand new condition. As long as you don't get any motor damage, you fix a tow link or something along those lines, and you come back out, that crew will get in there and not only fix the tow link, but they'll put that body back to brand new for you also. So it'll still draft great. You get a minor lick, that's something to watch for.
Most definitely. And I think we're looking at approximately 25 laps on the fuel run here. So with an early caution, this is going to allow these guys to go a little bit longer. Could potentially change up some strategies as we see the 41 down on the apron.
I'm not saying I'd give up the lead, but if I'm about 10th on back, I'm probably going to come in here. Just me personally, because if you get a good group of guys, now you can't be the only guy that pits because we know Talladega, you got to have a dancing partner. But if you could get a couple guys that maybe you could go 7 laps farther, that could be really big. So, like I say, me personally, I'd be pitting here. I like to keep that thing full of fuel. I don't, fuel should never be a question here at a place like Talladega. So that's just a personal thing.
I can definitely feel it, man. Not a bad call there, especially, a lot of time to rebound and get back up there, but...
Yeah, when in a place like this where track position doesn't matter, that's where I say, if you're in 10th in the middle of the field, not a whole lot of difference between being 10th or 12th or 20th or 25th. I mean, honestly, any of those positions, you're not right at the front of the pack. So the odds of you getting shuffled back and being back in 25th anyway are pretty good. So why not just go back to 25th with a full tank of fuel?
There you go. Yeah, you're not wrong there, man. Definitely quite the different drafting package between this car and the Gen 6 car, though. It's like we were talking about earlier, it seems pretty hard to get a third lane going, and that just kind of changes the dynamic of what we're accustomed to here.
Yeah, that's what was so impressive right before that yellow is that third lane was charging, and you see how the way that they made it work was they were spread out, yellow line and up at the wall, and they weren't, nobody was on each other's door.
Yeah.
And that's how they made that work. And I think it would have stalled out. That's what I was interested to see. We didn't get to see that this last time, but don't think it's the last time we'll be 3 wide here tonight.
I'm with you on that. We see the pace car coming down pit road. We are getting ready to go back green flag racing here at Talladega. Caution number 1 in the books. It is time to hammer down and go get him one more time.
Green flag.
As
green
Adam
flag.
Boughton on the bottom lane gets a great launch.
See Christopher Roth out there kind of by himself, but Adam Boughton shoots out too. So if I'm the 62, I think I'm going to duck down here. Get in behind Adam
Absolutely.
Boughton.
Sure.
That's a good partner to have here. I don't care what kind of track it is. You can run around him. That's the guy I'm going to stick with. He's shown that he can be smart with any of these races.
Oh boy, a little bit of contact
Oh,
there.
there he is. Trying to pick up Pete Walsh's teammate there in that 74. Kind of mistimed that a little
He
bit.
sure
There
did.
comes the run.
That was almost a big one.
There's that middle sucker hole there. That's Travis Gilbert. He put, oh no, there. Christopher Roth down to the apron. Looks like he may have got a penalty there.
He must have got a restart violation. And I hate that for him. And I got to be honest, you know.
I saw him nosing ahead just a little bit. I didn't say anything. I was hoping nobody would notice it.
Everybody each to their own. It is what it is. With that new restart thing is not my favorite feature on this platform. But
no. And it's, you know, we talk about it a lot on here, but it's it's a computer. There's no judgment call to it. It is a straight black and white deal, and sometimes it's a really good thing. Sometimes, that's unfortunate.
Very much so. Oh yeah, I hate to see that, but we've got some great racing on the racetrack. 3 wide up here.
Pete Walsh got really far out in front there, and I don't think that's going to work for him. We've got a 2-car tandem coming here. Stan Carnathan's going to duck outside for 10. I thought he was just going to push Aaron Miller by the 74, Pete Walsh, but he's going to take that run from Travis Gilbert. See if he gets credit for leading the lap here.
Oh, close.
Pete Walsh led that lap.
Yeah, that was close.
This is an opportunity for a lot of guys to go up there and grab a bonus point.
Oh, heck yeah.
And what that means is really you're almost got to go offense instead of defense. Instead of getting the other guys out there leading a lap, you got to lead a lap just because everybody else is going to lead a lap, and you need to put that bonus point up on the board too.
Yeah, you're damn right about that, man. Great side-by-side battle here as we see Travis Gilbert, number 41.
He's going to get that bonus point here.
He's going to try to get it. He is going to try to get it.
Behind him there.
Seems like the low line's going to prevail for the time being. Oh, close call back here.
In those little, close calls like that can make all the difference in the world. That could ruin an entire line of cars. It'll just kill every ounce of momentum. And that's what this place is all about. It's momentum. It's not about, carrying speed through a corner and who can get on the brakes latest and get on the gas first. This is a totally different style. It's all about who can manipulate the air to have the best momentum at any given time.
Yeah, it most definitely is. And, some of the viewers that maybe don't have the ability to get on here and try this to feel it, just because this racetrack is huge and really wide, and these cars can still get loose. They still dance around. When you got somebody tucked up underneath you like these guys running nose to tail, these cars can still get really loose and be a handful. And all it takes is one little misjudgment to take out an entire line of cars.
Well, you see how not even an entire line, an entire field.
Yeah,
because,
right.
We see big wrecks every now and then on a restart in a place like Charlotte or Texas. You get this many cars under a blanket, you have a wreck in the front, it's probably going to be a big one. Thing is, here it's not just on the restarts; they're bunched up the whole fuel run.
Yep. Jeff No making some hay here, and that number 55 machine up 11 spots, currently running right behind Stan Carnathan in the number 55 second
He's
spot.
He's going to get his bonus point here.
Kind of confusing. It looks like they're both number 15 on my screen, but okay.
Yeah, we got twin number 15s out here. Run the old. Ooh, looked like you got a little upset there off the corner. That car was kind of juking around a little bit. That's another thing. You could push. We were talking about it a little bit, before we came on the air. you can push all the way around this track.
Yeah.
You can push through the trial, through the corners. You can get locked up, and if you do it right, you can push, physically pushing the guy in front of you all the way around until the car starts to overheat eventually. But you also, if you're the lead car doing that, you're all over that wheel. You're in there swatting flies doing it, but it's so fast when it happens.
Oh,
there
yeah.
goes the 10 of Aaron Miller, big moment there. Down to the apron going into turn one. That's going to cost him the draft.
Wow. Yeah, that was a huge moment there. Great job staying out of trouble. Hopefully, he might lose a draft here, unfortunately. But
he's going to be in trouble. And you see how close he was there when we picked him up. But it's only about half a second behind the car in front of you, and that draft is gone. And it's just so demoralizing when it happens, because you feel that help from the car in front of you, and then you see it jump from 0.5 to 0.6 of a second on your relative, and then you just feel the car slowly stall out. It's like an engine slowly blowing up. You're just like, uh-oh.
Yep. That just sucks, man.
The only hope you've got is if you got a teammate, you can jump on the radio and say, hey, man, drag the brake a little bit, and maybe he can kind of bridge that gap. But then he's putting himself in jeopardy, too, because
absolutely,
you got to get rolling,
Yeah, it just kills your momentum. Without being in that draft, you have no chance of keeping up with the pack, unfortunately. It's just not like every other style of racing. There's 15 laps in the books here, and number 82 of Stan Carnathan leading the way. And bonus points, he's trying to pack them up tonight.
Get another one for leading the most laps. He may just try to get that. There's Travis Gilbert making a run at him. We're coming up on Christopher Roth. Let's see how that happens. That's going to be an opportunity to shake things up here. They're at least going to put him 3 wide. That's going to change the air.
It will, and that when you got a lap car coming up in the way, man, that can get a little hairy sometimes. I'll
tell you what, Christopher Roth is about to become a really big Doug DeNice fan, because Dougie D back there is 24 seconds behind the leader as of the last time around. So he's about a half a lap down.
Right.
And there's a lucky dog that's going to factor into this. So
there you go.
We get a yellow before 40 car loses a lap. 62 is going to be your lucky dog. It's going to be hard for Chris Roth here to even tag onto the back of this pack.
Yeah.
It's so this pack's moving so much faster. You have to make some questionable, kind of some jerk moves out there to get yourself in a spot. Looks like he is going to tag on maybe to the back of the pack here. If I was him, I would have jumped down there. But these guys, it's something I noticed running some of these races earlier this week. If you lose the draft, it's not just a matter of you go 1 lap down and tie on the back of that pack like we've seen in years past. You go a lap down, that pack comes around, and it's hard to latch onto it. And so the other thing is, then they just spit you out again, and you're still cruising around slow.
Yeah.
And that can turn in. Then we talk about it all the time, Then you go 2 laps down. Well, 2 laps down is a whole lot different than 1 lap down.
Oh yeah.
And you can really get yourself. It literally ruined my whole race here running what they call the NIS series. It's a half distance Cup Series race, of the real thing. I ran one last night and ran the whole thing just in lap car hell, because I lost the draft one time and just could never get it back.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's the worst feeling in the world, too. There's literally nothing you can do about it. You're right, though. The momentum of this pack is just, like a freight train,
It upset a lot of other drivers when I did. But I finally had a pack catch me, and I was on the verge of going 2 laps down, and I threw a haymaker block. Disrupted a whole line of cars and was able to get myself in and get some help. Ran the thing out. But, you really had to, you got to be a jerk. You got to be real selfish to make that happen.
I definitely understand that. All right, well, we are coming to lap 20. This next time by on lap 21. We're going to have a moment of silence for a couple of people that are involved here in the ECRL. We've got Chad Sullivan and Bradley Rivers. Both have lost family members this week. not only is it a family member, but both of these people lost a parent this week. And so we have been requested on lap 21. We're going to put this thing on a moment of silence for those guys, pay some respect to their fallen loved ones, and our thoughts and prayers are with both of those families tonight, and heavy hearts for sure. And I think maybe that could be why we're seeing 2:15s out there, because I'm thinking Jeff No might be running that 15 to pay some respects to Brad.
There.
So,
yeah, that's tough, man. Fortunately, I've never had to go through that yet, but thinking about both those guys, thinking about every one of those families, that's tough.
Yeah, definitely is. And Chad Sullivan's not currently running here, but he's still a brother to these guys, and just wasn't able to commit to this season. But
this thing's a family.
Absolutely
it's a
is.
Group. And just because you're not here on the track tonight doesn't mean you're not part of the family.
100%. So lap 21, we're going to step aside for just one moment. We're going to have a moment of silence for the fallen loved ones, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, let's get back to some racing here. We've got a lot of good action to bring to you here on the Elite Cup Racing League.
How fitting. I'm sorry to cut you off.
You're good, man. You're good.
We got that 15 of Brad Rivers out there lead this thing, as we're honoring his family and their final morning. That's awesome, man.
It really is. Yeah, that really is awesome. And it didn't really dawn on me until it seemed like his teammate was running the 15 as well. And as I was talking, it started to kind of make some sense. So it is absolutely fitting that he's out here leading. And I tell you what, man, he was having one hell of a race last week at Texas before he got an unfortunate incident. So he has certainly showed some speed these last couple of weeks.
See these front cars, they're really hooked up there. Travis Gilbert's really stuck to the bumper of that 15 of Brad Rivers. That's a big help to them, and they're already starting to feel a little bit of an effect too off of this lap car they're coming up on. I believe that's 40 car Doug Denies that they're coming up on now. Going to put him a lap down here very shortly, but look at these top three. They're single file. Even though they're not hooked up the whole way around, they're still helping each other the whole way around.
Yes, sir.
And they're pulling away from that pack behind them, who's side by side. That is how huge the area is here in the side draft, the side pocket of air. Stan Carnathan kind of got separated off that group. Those top two hooked up, the old tandem style racing. It's like we jumped into a time machine laying back in 2011.
Yeah, it's going to bring that pack back together real quick. That yo-yo effect certainly in play here tonight at Talladega, that's for sure. Oh, boy.
Well, we see it, and that's going to...
no, he's going to get stuck in the middle.
And that whole thing happened because Carnathan kind of lost the back bumper of the 41. That put those two out in front. Then Gilbert lost contact with the 15, excuse me. When Travis Gilbert lost contact off Brad Rivers' car, that slowed them down.
Whoa, big moment there.
Field there. It looks like everybody's going to check up and give them room. Who was that? Travis Gilbert that we saw there in the outside wall?
Yes, it was. He got, looks like somebody ran into him there.
Hero to zero.
Wow.
And again, that whole thing started because instead of, when they're physically pushing each other around, they're really fast. And if you bump him just a little too hard and push that car out in front of you and get separated, it brings that pack right back to you. And you see the way they swallowed him up, and that creates chaos because now all of a sudden those back cars are moving so much faster than the front two cars. Ends up with the guy that was up there in second place not only is he at the back of the pack, he's got some pretty good damage there, it looks like.
Right, he does have some pretty good damage. I was just wondering that same thing.
If he can stay in the draft, you got to stay out and just ride it out. That car may not be really driving great.
No, I don't think he's going to maintain the draft here. No, he's coming in.
Yeah,
he hit.
Peeling off.
Yeah, he hit hard.
If he could maintain the draft, I was going to be surprised there. But you got to try. And hopefully now he can at least come back out and ride with that pack. You know, put that fast repair in, and sucks burning up the fast repair a third of the way through this thing. But better than being out completely.
Hell yeah. Dwayne Furtick in the number 13 Best Buy machine leading the way here at Talladega. 26 laps down of 75, and fuel window is open. We're going to start looking for guys taking pit road here anytime.
You know, you almost wish if you're Travis Gilbert, you could talk to teammate and pit in there with you. Thinking the fuel window, but and they probably weren't either. You know, you're sitting there and you're so mad that you just got stuffed into the wall. But
exactly.
You know, if you could have held on for one more lap and come in and pitted with somebody, that could have made all the difference right there. Coming back out with a fresh car and having
somebody to draft with for sure. Number 73, Tay McDonald having a good run here so far. Awesome looking Ford Mustang GT running in the 3rd position, up 15 spots. Currently your biggest mover of the race. So he's had a pretty good first quarter here. We're going to see how it plays out, but damn good looking race car, and he is showed up to play with the big boys tonight. John Osborne up 9 positions in the number 81 Woody's machine.
He always comes to play.
Yes, sir.
They're on the inside of him. Gotta give a shout out to this guy, Kyle Diaz, and that pizza machine down there that I always hate looking at because it makes me hungry. I got to stare at that car for 94 laps in a race last night.
Oh, nice. Awesome.
That was a good time. Getting to, you know, it's fun when you jump into a random race and you start seeing these guys that you know, and you come across through other leagues, and like, man, I can talk about this guy every Saturday. It's kind of nice to get to actually race with him for a
second. That's awesome. Very cool. The guy in the 06 machine, the Demon, Tyler Burton, had a great run last week. Got a top 3 finish at Texas, and he's running right now inside the top 10. Up 17 spots, so that car is showing a lot of speed tonight as well. Talking about moving, 17 spots, man, 18 spots. He's moving to the front.
You know, and that's something I didn't even think of till you just mentioned that about the big mover. But this league does give bonus points, you know, for that big mover. A place like Talladega.
Oh, we got a caution.
Caution is out.
I'd be trying not to qualify, try to get that bonus point. Let's see what the yellow score here.
Looks like Douglas King. Take a look and see what happened here. Maybe coming to pit road? Not sure. Oh, no. Looks like oh boy. He definitely had some help there.
Oh, yeah. That was
fired.
Unnecessary.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. That far toward the back.
Yeah, and honestly, even if that had not gone that bad, they're up there trying to side draft each other, and you know, regardless of who moved where, that's just not a smart move to be side drafting when you're the last 2 cars, because what ends up, you know, let's assume this wreck doesn't happen, they don't get into each other. What's going to happen is they're going to pull each other all the way back, and they're just both going to lose the draft and be stuck in a 2-car tandem.
Oh, absolutely. You're just hurting yourself at that point for last position, virtually.
It's just not the time to be side by side.
I'm with you 100% on that call. All right, well, caution number 2. Well, once again, the fuel window's, you know, not going to be a thing. We can pit under caution, see if I don't see anybody staying out at this point.
You talk about chaos. Pitting under green flag here at Talladega.
Oh, yeah.
This thing, I mean, we talk about, you know, Atlanta, we saw that they had to redo the pit road, so you had to come in off turn 2. We don't have that problem here.
Right.
This track's so big, you come off turn 4, you hold that thing wide open until you're halfway down to the tri-oval, and then you think about touching the brake.
Yes, sir. You usually see a lot of tire smoke coming into pit road here.
Oh yeah, and all it takes is that one error, and you lose the draft. You're in trouble.
Oh,
So
big time.
it's a high stress. It's probably one of the most stressful places to pit under green is this
Yeah,
place right here.
I am with you on that 100%. And it looks like we're going to have all of them coming down. I see somebody staying out. I believe that's the guy, Douglas Denise, I believe the 40.
He's
Getting
not
a
going to be
lap.
able to pit this time around
Yeah,
anyway.
exactly.
They've got a rule here to try to alleviate some pit road congestion, just like in real life. If you're a lap down, you gotta wait till the next time by. But we still see a collision here on pit road.
Uh-oh.
Looks like was that Gary Nash and I believe that was the 84 and Michael York got into each other.
Oh, Michael's still not in his pits. Let's take a look back and
Now the
see if
good
we can
news is
see
he's not
anything
going to
here.
lose a lap here because this track's so big. But man, they just they were both pitted right next to each other. I think you see Nash kind of in that slower lane coming in, taking a
Oh,
conservative entry into
man.
pit road, and there comes York, and York I
Yeah.
guess just doesn't see him down there.
Yeah, and I can understand different sides of it. I'm certainly, our job is to not point fingers, but it's a rule in many leagues that you cannot drive down the left side of pit road for that very reason. So it is a touchy subject. Some people get angry when they get penalized, and it certainly is a part of what we do, but that's the product of what happens right there. And I would not be surprised one bit if the admins here don't take a look at that when this thing's over.
So you present a point. I'm going to present a counterpoint because I am a staunch opponent of the pit lane entry rules. I think you ought to be able to race down pit road if the guy's going to run a little slow, or if you can create a run on pit entry. You can get inside of him. That's strategy at that point. And what you're doing is that guy shouldn't just turn left. He should have to hit the brakes. You just put him in a bad position. Props to you for outdueling your opponent there.
Yeah, well, like I said, there's two sides to it. I get it. At the
And
end of the
that's
day, it's
for all the fans out there, this is just any rule, there's going to be opponents and detractors, and that's just one that, there's both sides of it from two guys who see it differently.
yeah, no, absolutely, and I don't think either of them are better than the other. I just feel like a lot of leagues put this stuff into place to purposefully try to avoid that kind of stuff. At the end of the day,
Makes it simpler.
you
It
know,
does.
the guys in real life are getting paid millions of dollars and have $1 million sponsorship deals and this whole thing. I'm going to say this term loosely because a lot of people take this stuff very seriously, and I applaud them to do it. But at the end of the day, we're 9 to 5 guys. We're blue collar guys that get on here, and we're weekend warriors. And making things easier sometimes is what's best for the league. Maybe not the individual driver, but trying to cause a little bit less chaos, keeping things simple for everybody.
It makes it simpler, and to your point, it is in the you read the iRacing sporting code, which 99% of the members have not read. It's
Right.
in there that you're supposed to maintain the fast lane until it's time to turn into your pit box.
Right.
IndyCar polices this really well. I don't know, if anybody out there is watching an IndyCar race, but they really they maintain that the middle lane is for in and out of your box. The outside lane is the quote unquote fast lane. That's where you're on the pit speed limiter, and then obviously you've got the pit box all the way to the left. And they're really big on maintaining that uniformity. Whereas
Yeah.
kind of the NASCAR rough and tumble stock car world, everybody's out there to get their own, and we don't have that background, and so that's just the difference of the more, I guess, the sportsman-like rules versus the Joey Logano set of rules where
Right.
trying to get everything I can get.
Yep. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Yeah, it can definitely be frustrating getting damage on pit road too, and it happens in real life.
And you're looking at Michael York, regardless of fault, he's got damage and he's already used his fast repair.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's not bad because, again, this is his hometown race.
Yeah.
That's annoying. And we know that error matters here.
Oh, big time. Yeah, big time. All right, well, it looks like we're getting ready to go back green flag racing here, and the number 82, Stan Carnathan, headed to that Geico restart zone.
Hell, he's out there like this is a World of Outlaw race.
Yeah,
He's got a big lead already.
yeah, he does.
That's Robert
Green
Roth out
flag,
there at
green
the
flag.
outside. He saw what his brother went through with that penalty. I think he says we're not going to make this 2-2 with the Roth deal.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
That's some of the chaos you get into with this restart zone that's on this platform. It's not really a perfect science just yet. I don't blame him for playing it conservative. In my opinion, second place is the worst place to be on the whole track.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely tough on the restarts, that's for sure.
I would rather line up fifth than second.
I agree.
That is legitimately how rough it is, because the margin for error is so thin out there on the outside line as the P2 car. It's just you have to play it conservative, lose a bunch of spots, or you play it too aggressive and you risk coming down pit road by yourself.
Yeah. Well, the fan favorite, 43, good old Angry Orchard. Looks like he got that bad boy fixed up, and he's back up into contention here, running in the 13th spot. So good job for him and Kane Lee in that awesome-looking Kit Kat machine.
He took
got
that
his
Orchard
thing
out there to anger management. That thing's looking happy again.
That's right. Both him and the 45 looks like they use their faster pairs, because both of those guys are fixed up, as well as potentially 87 there of Gary Nash. I don't know if he used a faster pair, but he was certainly had some issues.
You see what Gary Nash is doing here.
Oh, boy. 42 into the wall.
Whoa, that's a big moment there. I want to highlight this Gary Nash paint scheme that he's running right here. This is a joke, and a lot of you newer fans may not get this. Back in 1995, I believe it was, Kyle Petty got parked 5 laps. Felix Sabatis was his car owner at the time, the mellow yellow car. They show up the next week. Felix Sabatis has painted his car a replica of Dale Earnhardt's paint scheme. We know the beef that happened in Richmond. It spoiled over into the chat room a little bit with the league. Gary Nash got a little penalty from that. This is a protest paint scheme right here. and it's very subtle, and I like what he's doing here. That is, and in fact, same sponsors and everything. I believe that may have even been the same sponsor, that Silver Bullet. It may not have been the mellow yellow car, but that is the same paint scheme Kyle Petty right there with that Felix Sabatis team.
That's too funny.
I just noticed that. That is funny there. Props to him. For the history lesson, not for anything else.
Well, that high line, we got a couple Fords working together up top there. Robert
Pete
Roth.
Walsh there.
Pete Walsh.
Big moment there.
Yeah, he made 59 a little squirrely on that last turn.
You got to stay hooked up. We talked about this in pre-race.
Oh.
Oh, wow. Oh, no, there goes Boston. 42's had a big lick in the outside wall. That's going to be the big wreck here.
Caution is out. Caution is out.
There's the 10 of Aaron Miller in it. Slide back down the bank. It looks like a couple guys are hot on the brakes.
We're going to
that was down there in the grass.
We're going to keep this camera right here where we're at, and we're going to rewind this a little bit and see. I saw that 42 just slam the outside wall.
Right as we pan away from the camera.
Okay, so it looks like he might have got a little help here. The 89 right there on his rear end. Maybe just not square. Yep.
Yeah, it just got unaligned there.
Just down into traffic.
But I think the 84 might have been in the back bumper of the 89 at the same time.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was a Mosley thing. I think that was just a case of
pushing the pusher.
The product. Yeah.
All right.
But you could push the pusher in these cars. Been a wild ride through the grass down here.
Big time. And another thing I noticed too is the 41 got a piece of that again. He is just not having any luck.
Man, he's frustrated. I mean, that sucks.
Yeah, he got hit pretty good there on the side.
I got to go back. I've watched it a couple times here on my own. Michael York did not get into Mosley there at all. That was just that. Now he did right before that. That may have carried the momentum, but I think that they just weren't aligned right, and that's just it's so hard to hold your wheel exactly straight, and especially when you're bumping the other car, it's kind of upsetting the car in front of you, and you got to not react to the other car getting upset as you're bumping him. You got to just push him straight, know that he's going to hold the wheel as straight as he can, and just keep on carrying on. They just got out of sync there.
Yes, they did. Well, caution number 3. We don't say that a whole lot here in the ECRL.
No, we go from a caution-free race down to this. Oh, we about had another incident there on pit road.
Gosh.
John Osborne, man, he got lucky. There's a little zone iRacing has coded in where if you're in those pit boxes, you can't hit a car in the pit box, and
Yeah.
he was just barely in that zone.
That was crazy. I thought for sure they were going to make contact right there. Wow.
And that's just the case of a lot of cars pit road at once. That's not even a pit road procedural thing. That's just and really a smart heads up move by Osborne there to stay to the left.
Mm-hmm.
If he, what we say, the traditional rule in what iRacing and many leagues tell you to do is when you leave your box, you got to get straight out to the wall. By not doing that, he actually really saved a lot of carnage there.
Sure. No, absolutely right, man. God, that was close.
I don't know if that was luck or if he looked in the mirror and saw some guys coming or what, but that was smart.
It was very close. I thought for sure that was not going to end that way.
Oh, I did too. I
gosh.
especially that last one, I was like, he's got to be out of the ghost zone now.
Yeah.
Man,
God, dang. I
he
thought
was just barely in that.
Yeah. I mean, I was certain he was going to end up backwards on pit road there for a second. Oh, well.
That's such a, and we don't talk about that. I know we talk a lot about pit road, but when it's congested like this, the thing about a place like Talladega, you don't have a lot of guys a lap down. Full field of cars starting tonight with 29 cars. I mean, that's a busy pit road.
Oh,
And
yeah.
unlike in real life, real life, I think there's about 45, 46 pit stalls here at Talladega. So what they usually end up doing is they'll kind of spread them out, and there usually be a couple dead boxes throughout pit road that NASCAR doesn't use. And instead, what iRacing does is there's 29 cars, you got the first 29 boxes.
Yes, sir.
There's no spreading out. There's no, I'm on the pole, so I want to be at this end of pit road. I want second qualifying, so I'm going to be all the way at the back, be the first stall. No, you're just in order of qualifying, 1 through 29. And we know at Talladega that single car speed doesn't really mean anything as far as where you're running in the draft. So, a place like Texas, that formula works great because typically the guys who are fast in qualifying are going to be fast in the race. So therefore, the fast guys are all going to be towards the front. The slower guys are going to be at the back of pit road. Show up at Talladega and everybody's pitting everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. All right, well, Robert Roth and Leroy Koblenz, Jeff No, Stan Carnathan, those are your top 2 rows as we are under caution for the 3rd time here at Talladega.
We get that 43 out front. I don't know what we're going to call it. You can't be an angry orchard if you're leading the damn race, right?
I agree with you. The Sim Survival 200. Some of these guys using their fast repair already. Are they going to be in survival mode here to get this thing, get all the laps complete? Or are we going to see some wrecked race cars on pit road?
Got to give it to King Lee. He sponsored tonight's race, and he doesn't have a company or anything else to push. So we're just calling it the Sim Survival. And man, that is. He picked a hell of a name for this. That might be the most fitting name ever for a Talladega race.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Really cool looking race car too. I like that.
Kit Kat right there. Man, that might be a good dessert for tonight.
Right, I think we're gonna go green this time by. Yes, we are. Pace car
All
coming
right,
down
let's see
pit
what
road.
Robert Roth does here on this restart different than the last time. Because let's see, I would think he would not be nearly as conservative being the leader here, but I would want to back up to that 15. I don't like this. I think
Green, green, green.
he's got way too big of a lead there. That's not going to work out. Carnathan's going to go 3 wide there.
Oh, man.
Leroy Koblenz to the middle.
Yeah, and I think
We'll have to see.
that's a product
You know,
of just being hesitant to start on that second spot.
But that's going to help him. That jumbling up on the outside just saved Robert Roth from being in a really bad spot.
Yeah.
And I want to know, I don't know enough about the intricacies of the league here. I don't believe there's any rule against that, but, we talked about a lot of rules that a lot of leagues have implemented. Staying in your line until you get to the start-finish line. We saw Carnathan duck around the outside of the 43.
Right.
It's allowed by iRacing rules to pass to the outside. But again, a lot of leagues have implemented their own rules.
Right.
Let's see if this, turns into a review situation. May not know until post-race. This may be a discussion for next week, but
Right.
definitely something to keep our eye on.
Absolutely is. We see Jeff Noe and number 55 or 15 for tonight. 2 15s leading the way here up top at Talladega. That's pretty darn cool considering what we just talked about a little bit ago. Pretty fitting for this race, and they are doing a damn good job leading the way here. We're coming to lap 42 of 75. This thing's going by pretty quick, even with a couple cautions, huh?
Man, we're flying through this race. I mean, we're just flying. We're cooking tonight.
Oh,
Even
Leroy
with
slid
a
up.
couple cautions,
Leroy hopped up into that outside lane trying to get right in front of that 90 of Ryan McCall. Trying to get rapid fired. He's trying to get rapidly back up to the front. Not quite close enough, though. That top line needs to tighten it up just a little bit.
Yeah, but look at what he's teaming up with here. You get a rapid-fired pizza and an angry orchard. Might be a good combination.
Yeah, we see
Well, I don't
John
know what
Osborne.
John Osborne's pushing, so I don't know. He may ruin the whole meal there.
Yeah, he saw that high line getting momentum. Said, "Hey, I want a piece of that. Let's go."
And you see those guys, they're really pulling each other's door, and I think they almost might be better. Well, that's not going to help.
No, it is not.
Being 3 wide. I was going to say, I wonder if you can ship Leroy Koblenz back here, which they have. I almost wonder if you may be faster for them to ride all the way up at the wall and all the way down the line and leave that middle line open. I don't know if that may be a faster way to kind of generate some momentum out of that outside line. It's so tough.
Oh,
Because,
we got contact.
boy.
Oh,
2 entering the corner on the apron. Suboptimal here
big
at Talladega.
moment. Holy cow.
Everybody leaves the room.
Wow.
That'll separate the pack.
Wow. They were wrecking somehow or
We're gonna
another.
stay 3 wide back here.
Jeez.
Now let's see. This pack, the second pack needs to get organized, and I don't mean later. I mean right now. It needs to get organized. They need to get off each other's door, and they need to start working together.
I agree.
They're just going to let this front pack pull away.
No question about it.
Now, that's easier said than done. Again, race car drivers are greedy, and even though this is a, Saturday night sim, it's the same mentality, and you don't ever want to just give something away.
Yeah, that gap between the 26 and Adam right now close up a little bit. They'd have a good 6-7 cars could work together and get up there, I think.
And that's a 1.5 second gap. They have way lost this, but if they can organize and catch back up to this lead pack, they're going to catch them with a lot of momentum.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. If I was somebody, I'd be hollering on the radio right now at that 73 to get in line. help us out here, because right now you're not doing anything but
He
hurting our
don't
lap
have
time.
a choice. He's going to
Yeah.
comply or else. I mean,
Right.
there simply is no choice, you know, at that point. You
There he
just,
goes.
you need to get in line. Now, these front guys, they need to do the opposite here. They need to kind of go on defense, I guess. Offense is the best defense, maybe. They need to be pushing the hell out of each other. They need to be lock bumpers. They need to be not even thinking about going too wide.
Yep.
See, that's I don't like that. Those 215s need to be hooked up. They need to be locking bumpers all the way around here. Hard to do.
Oh, yeah.
If it was
No, it
easy-
is hard to
if it was
do.
easy, they'd be doing it. But
It's like about a
and really,
2 second,
you know,
2.5 second gap here.
not to go underappreciated. Some guys, I'm a guy who's not the greatest at pushing another guy, but I'm really good at getting pushed.
Yeah.
Some guys are really good at pushing. Some guys are not great at you know.
Oh, absolutely.
So if you've got a guy that it's his niche, if we need to shuffle some cars around, get shuffled around right now. Have your best leader out front and have your best pusher in second place.
I'm with you 100%, and that's something that, you know, we practice with our team all the time. Within our organization, we know who the pushers are and who the leaders are. And I'll just be transparent with you right now. I am by far. Oh, big crash in the back.
Caution is out.
There
Caution
you
is
go.
out.
Big one.
Oh no, there's Kane Lee big into the inside wall.
We have had the big one here at Talladega, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go back and see what we can find out. Carnage. Chaos.
We got that throwback late speed paint scheme, Lee. This is a throwback wreck. Typically about 30 to go is when we'd see the big wreck in these old races.
Oh, it looks like the 60.
That was Chris Roth, I believe, and Michael York.
62, maybe getting into the back of Michael there.
Yeah, that just. Oh, you see that. So York gets off the bumper of the 42 of Robert Boss. Christopher Roth is just there and
There's nothing
just
anybody can do
filled
at
the
that
gap.
point.
He comes back across. He's going to get Roth. It looks like Diaz may have escaped down there on the inside.
I think the 26 so far looks good, but that got Adam
He's having
Boughton.
a Days of Thunder moment. There's Kane Lee.
Kane
And
Lee.
he was almost free out of this. Comes down, and
Koblenz.
just like we saw with Dexter Stacy in the Xfinity race earlier.
Yeah.
Pounds that inside wall that should not be there.
6 of Adam Rowe. Adam Boughton is in
There's
this
Waylon
one.
Turner, I think, was in it.
Charlie Mosley. Most of the
Oh,
field.
Travis
Oh, my
Gilbert.
gosh. This guy cannot catch a break this week. Had a bad race last week, and, man, he is just not having a good.
Man, can we get a replay of that from the 26 Kyle Diaz on board?
Sure can.
That'd be a movie scene moment right there.
Let's go back here. We are back, and let's see if I can find the 26. See if we can ride along with him here.
Here's a pucker moment. You see that 84
Ooh,
sideways,
boy.
a lot of smoke. What do you do? What do you do? What do you do?
Oh, my
Left,
gosh.
left.
Oh,
There's the 87 of Gary Dash going. You see
Oh.
that cone coming up? Shorty got low right there.
man. He did exactly what he needed to do, too. That was
Man,
that was picture
impressive.
perfect avoidance right there. Man, hell of a job there. 26. Dodge of the race.
You don't even have time to think. That is just a reaction right
Oh, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. All right, well, we are under caution one more time here. We're going to step aside, pay some bills. We'll be right back with you. Finish this thing up live at Talladega. All right, and as always, thank you to Blake Howell Designs for coming on and being a broadcast sponsor. It is BHR_sim racing on Instagram. Does some awesome paints and the awesome new 3D renders. Hit them up. Get your liveries done today. BHR_sim racing on Instagram. Welcome back to Talladega here. It's been a little bit of craziness, Kevin. That last one, we call that the big one. It is. Yeah, right.
Voices in his head that told him to get off the track, and he pulled in and said, "The hell with this," and he retired right there on the spot.
Wow.
I mean, weird things happen here. And
Yeah.
it's still true to this day. You know, seen it in the real life race earlier today. We're seeing it here. And we're not done seeing it tonight, I don't think, either. We got some fast repairs. Cars are back in brand new shape. We're going to go tear up some more sheet metal here.
That's right. That's right.
You know, I like to say in real life, and I'll be saying it tomorrow when I'm sitting here on the couch drinking a beer with my friends over watching the race, you know, got about 25 to go. We get a yellow here. It's time to spend some money, boys.
Yeah. You're not wrong there. And one thing, we kind of hopped in just a little bit late. We had the national anthem, and these guys were going on the grid. But I'm going to show you guys the points after Texas. The current point standings right now as they're headed into the latter part of their season, mid part of their season. Adam Boughton is in the first position. Tyler Burden, with that great win last week, catapulted him up to the second spot. John Osborne, Travis Gilbert, rounding out the top four, and you can see the rest of the points right there on your screen. So an awesome new graphic here supplied by the ECR Next Gen Cup League, and we will keep you up to date as we head.
Got that point plate, triple digits now.
Yeah.
These boys, they better not. They're starting to let him get away with this, and we've seen that before. He's good at letting that happen.
Well, Adam got beat up a little bit under that caution, so we're going to have to keep our eyes on it for sure. Doesn't look like he's got a whole lot of damage right now, although I can't see the right side of his car. But we'll keep an eye on it as the race progresses here, and hopefully we're going to be back to green flag racing this time by. Once again, keep our eye on that top lane. This new restart zone has been very difficult on these guys here.
Green, green, green.
It feels like an eternity coming around that tri-oval to get the green
Man,
flag, too.
DC yet again. And look at that. Like I said, I'd rather start fifth than second. Look where he slots in there.
Yep.
Inside row 3, fifth place.
Sure.
I mean, that is, man, that's how big that inside line is with the leader down there.
The inside's definitely a lot more organized than the outside is right now.
Yeah, it's just the outside line, I feel like it's so hard every restart to get organized because it's a disadvantage on the outside pole sitter coming to the green. And everybody knows that, and they're all trying to anticipate it. And because everybody's trying to anticipate it, somebody doesn't anticipate it right, and they just get separated. And meanwhile, the inside line's all tucked in together, and they're rolling strong.
Sure. We do, and it looks like we've got a pack back here. Looks like, I don't know if we got a four-car pack back here in the back with the 62. Looks like Brad Rivers back there. I don't know. Brad was running up front here most of this race.
This looks like a lot of guys just use the fast repair. And I think they're seeing 2 wide up there. They're seeing 24 laps to go. There's going to be another wreck, and it's just a matter of when. And these guys are not, they don't want to be in it because they know they've got their horseshoe out of the way. They're a cat. They're on their 9th life.
I can agree with that. All right, well, Pete Walsh leading the way.
Douglas King out of the race.
Uh-oh. That's not good. Coming to 22 laps to go already. Doesn't sound like much, but that is a lot of racing here at a place like Talladega.
Oh, wow. Almost saw another big wreck from the same exact thing there. 74 kind of got separated there. I believe that's Tay McConnell pushing him, and they just got separated a little bit, and fortunately they got checked up. And that's all the difference it takes. We saw that happen 5 laps ago, and it was the biggest wreck that we had the whole race. So
yeah, absolutely, man.
Not a difference of anything other than just luck.
Yep. 73, he made a power move to the outside, back down to the inside line right in front of Pete Walsh down there. But that outside lane with Dwayne Furtick and Michael Carter in the number 8 machine, they linked up and they have taken over the lead.
See these guys 3 wide back here.
Yeah, I was just looking at that.
Not scared. There comes that Lake Speed throwback pushing up the middle, speeding up the middle.
There you
That's
go. Oh, wow. That was a heck of a move by Adam there.
That'll slow up the inside line.
Where the heck did that 94 come from? He was all the way. He was way back there.
We just were talking about it. He's not having a great run tonight, he said, you know? Smart racer. And he's fast, but he's smart. And that's a dangerous combination.
Yeah, for sure. Well, those 4 are making that high line work a lot better than I thought they would. I thought the low line would kind of come back and take them over, but they're staying pretty organized.
Sometimes you get too many cars in a line and you start getting separations and you don't maintain that gap properly. It can actually hurt you more than it helps you. It's all about, like we talked about just a few minutes ago, you got to have the right guy out front and the right guy behind him and the right guy behind him and the right guy behind him.
Oh, yeah.
And that's how you create a successful line here. We see a slow car coming up here. Let's see what he does.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be Adam Rogue on the second lap down here, I believe. And he's going to go down the apron. Smart man there. Good decision there to not be part of the story.
Yep, I agree with that. Heck, that right there can be hard to do sometimes. You get in there a little too fast and you start drifting up toward that yellow line and oh crap.
Well, and you know, we saw it earlier today in the ARCA race. You know, there's a guy that's you know, businessman that's out there that's bought himself an ARCA ride that he's been the story 3 times in a row in one of these speedway races, and all the wrong reasons. And when it's not your day, it's not your day. You don't want to be part of the story for anything other than winning. And
right.
That's just, you know, that heads up driving there.
Yes, sir. I'm with you 100%. Appreciate you guys tuning in on YouTube. Seems like we got some Hypersport fans. Obviously, we got Koblenz fans. Appreciate you guys each and every week tuning in to listen to us pretend like we know what the heck we're talking about. But hey, you know what? We love being here. Awesome group of racers, and it's a good way to spend a Saturday night watching talent fly around these iRacing speedways. As the number 13 of Dwayne Furtick is holding it down here. I don't know about side-by-side up here for the lead with Jeff. No. Inching ahead just by a nose, but man, this is going to come down to the wire as it usually does here at Talladega. These guys have put on a pretty good show tonight. A couple cautions, but you know what? That's a product of this kind of racing. And man, I think it's going to be a wild 5 laps at the end of this thing. That's my bet.
This is going to be a wild finish. And they're 2x2 right now. This is all compared to about, you know, we're going to see some stuff Here
3, 4
about
wide.
10, 15 laps, it's going to be nuts.
Yes, it is. That's the 2x2 right now. It's going to be 3x4. I bet you coming to 2 to go. It's going to be a wild one. The thing I love about this kind of racing, and I know it's not for everybody, but the thing that just really, it just sucks me in and captivates me when I'm watching this stuff on TV is anybody can win this race. You don't have to be a Hendrick Motorsports guy. Like, a smaller team legitimately has a chance to go out here and win this race that they may not have every week when they show up to the racetrack.
Oh, we saw it last year in the Cup Series at Atlanta. You know, Corey LaJoie was in a great position to win that race till one of the big drivers wrecked him.
Yeah, yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean, that's the opportunity you get. Hell, Tommy Baldwin Racing almost won the Daytona 500.
Right, and I mean, seeing people like Michael McDowell win the Daytona 500, I mean, that's just all around, you know, not only is he a great guy, but that's just a feel-good story for the sport in general. It's just so cool to see.
Hugely talented race car driver, very underappreciated, and winning the sport's biggest race is it's well deserved.
I could not agree more.
It's kind of funny, you know. You mentioned McDowell. The two guys who've got the longest over streak in NASCAR. Michael Waltrip, 0 for 462, won his 463rd race.
Wow.
Michael McDowell.
Yeah.
Same race, same first name.
That's awesome.
He was 0 for 360 something himself, 356 maybe. It was a lot.
That's cool.
But you know, those two guys were guys that nobody even thought of being a contender going into it.
Mm-hmm.
And they both win the sport's biggest race for the first win. It's awesome to see.
That is really cool. Very cool. Yeah, this battle up front is not going away anytime soon. This pack racing thing, it's about to get wild. Do not leave your seats.
Oh, we're having big bumps back here in the pack. These guys are starting to get serious back here at the back of the pack. And it's hard for the camera to go in there and pick up each of these bumps, but let me tell you, I'm catching some stuff every now and then that is just, we're at that point where people are saying, how hard can I hit you without wrecking you?
Yeah, the aggression level's picking up.
Early in the race, you might tap the brake a little bit and ease into that guy. We're at that point, they're starting to just full ship it into the guy in front of them, and there's no even hesitation to brake. We get down to the last 5 laps, there's no lift. It's right. Just about keep your momentum up. And the problem is everybody wants to, you want to maintain this 2x2, and a lot of the speedway racers' mentality is, you got to work the outside line. I'm the outside line, I got to work the outside line. Stick in there and stick with your friend. You can't have a friend at the end of this race. You got to just go for it. You got to go for every gap you get, every run you get.
Yeah.
You got to be the most selfish person in the world at the end of this race. And that's the guy who's going to win tonight.
I can definitely agree with you. I can agree with you. It never hurts to have a teammate on your rear end, but I definitely agree with you. And you
can't have a teammate on the last lap. I don't mean that to sound as rough as it sounds, but this is about the game, and you can't be a good teammate and win the race. You just can't. So we saw it in RSR, our home team. We had a guy that chose to be a teammate. He did win the race. He pushed his teammate to the win. But we also saw the opposite of that with Team Penske in the Daytona 500 2 years in a row.
Right.
Where the teammate tried to be a teammate right up until the end, and then they made the move and they wadded up all their cars 2 years in a row.
And we just saw that on that last lap. Adam Boughton made a bold move to the outside lane up in front of the 13 car, and they have rocketed to the front with coming to 12 laps to go. That 94 shot out of a cannon and is up here leading your points leader at Talladega. 13 says...
there's Burdick making a move to the inside.
Yeah, he said not so fast.
Oh, man, that's going to bring the whole pack back to them. Watch this run from the 59 here up the middle.
Whew, that got close.
That 59, he got too close to the 94 that stalled them both out there. He should have come down sooner.
Oh, man. Yeah, that got tight real quick. Oh, yeah.
There they are. Oh, wow.
Sheesh.
We saw that big move. And that all started with Boughton going to the bottom, and everybody else followed him down there.
Yes, they did, didn't they?
Christopher Roth there, not giving it up in that 59. Excuse me, Robert Roth, that 59 not giving it up. He's taking we talked about it, what I just said. He's taking every run here. He's dropping back right now, but that's fine. There's 12 laps to go. Take the run. Learn the lesson now. You never know until you try it. He's trying it right now. I got to give him props.
Yep, absolutely for that, man. And you're right. 12 laps is a lot of time here. A whole lot of time. 11 to go.
Dale Jarrett has always said you got to be moving forward at the white flag. Nothing else before that matters. This is where you're learning now. This is still learn mode. It's don't wreck mode, but it's learn mode.
Yeah. And heck, what was it, just 10 laps ago, or maybe, yeah, about 10 to 12 laps ago, we were thinking, you know, Brad Rivers was running up front this whole race. Where did he go? Look at him right now. He's being pushed back up to the front of this thing. I mean, he was running in,
oh, yeah,
in the 20th spot.
Tide change to a hurry here at Talladega.
I mean, that's just awesome. Oh, and he left him out to dry.
And look at that move there. All of a sudden, Tay McDonald's out front. Aaron Miller giving a big push to that 15 of Brad Rivers, though. Brad Rivers tucks down to the bottom.
Yes, he does.
I don't know. Maybe you want the bottom, but I'm thinking that middle line's going to prevail. I think I'd rather be on the outside there.
They're starting to build a third line, too.
Yeah, you got to get back up here. You got to get back up and block that. If you're Tay McDonald, get up now. Get up now. He's going to regret that. Aaron Miller's coming out here on the outside. He's going to get a big push here.
Oh, man, this is starting to get exciting. That third line building on the outside. Can they do anything with it?
They did. Watch this run here off, too. Down the backstretch, this outside line. They're to the door of the 73, Tay McDonald. Now, what do you do with your Rivers?
He's into the wall.
Mosley to the outside wall.
Oh, that just killed the momentum there on that third lane.
Hey, but that just jumbles things up. You see Osborne there making a move to the outside. The 82 is Stan Carpenter. There we are, 3 wide for the lead. That's going to bring them all back here. Brad Rivers tried to make that move up there.
Oh, the 10 has nobody to work with him, though.
The 10 of Aaron Miller out. Got Gilbert on the back bumper. The 15 of Brad Rivers. I like what Aaron Miller did there. You see, he entered the corner way up there at the wall. Tried to get as much separation off Carpenter as he could. Get another car into the wall at the back there.
Well, somebody touch it. I think everybody's all right.
8 laps to go.
Great racing indeed, Eric. Great racing indeed. This is
crazy.
This is crazy.
This is way more fun to watch than it is to be able to say that.
Oh, man. Yep. Business has picked up. We're coming to 7 to go this time by. Tay McDonald leading the way, followed by Adam Boughton, Michael Carter, and Waylon Turner. All single file. Burtick says, I don't want to follow. I want to get up here and battle. He needs somebody closer to the rear end, though. He's going to start sinking. Get back down. There you go.
There's that 3 wide. Rock gets shuffled out. Don't let these lead guys pull away up here. Burtick's going to make the move to the outside of the backstretch. Pulling to the outside of Waylon Turner. Got all the help in the world behind him. As you see another car tucked to the inside there.
That was Brad
outside
Rivers.
Lines up to the 3rd row. Gilbert's a good pusher. I like him being on the outside. If I'm Burtick, I like who I've got back there. Is that Boughton jumping up there?
Yes, it is. Oh, and you don't want to work with him.
Oh, he says, no, sir. 3 wide. Gilbert's going to stick with Boughton. No, that's going to shuffle Burtick. He just shuffled himself straight out of this.
Yeah, he did.
6 laps to go. A little bit of help way back there. You see how far back they are.
Oh, boy. Yeah, that was...
Anybody want to take a jump this 3rd line here? Nobody does it.
The momentum killer for that 13, not wanting to
Look at
hook
this
up.
slow car coming. They better be in communication with this slow car. Late block by Boughton down at the bottom there.
I think the man with the worst luck of the day, Travis Gilbert, up here fighting for the lead. That is
He
just
ain't
crazy.
having worse luck right now.
No, he is not. He has got hit at least 4 or 5 times tonight, and he is back up front, battling for the league at Talladega with 5 laps to go. Who's going to win it?
Lap car, heads up move there.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's Rowe getting down there out of the way. Adam Rowe, 6. Let these guys have it. Smart move.
Oh, boy.
Gilbert's got a big lead there. That's going to allow a big run. Burkitt teamed up with Kane Lee on the outside. Aaron Miller got Carnathan. I liked that what he did there. Gilbert moves up to the middle. Let's see, he's going to move up to the top here. Burkitt's coming with a run. Burkitt's there at the quarter panel. Burkitt's going to lead this lap. Carnathan dumps down to the bottom. Aaron Miller's going out to dry.
Kane Lee back into this thing. Where the hell did he come from?
Clears to the bottom. Kane Lee 4 wide, 7 car to the wall.
Jeez, oh,
Ross,
oh
Kane Lee, John Osborne, Kyle Diaz, all hitting each other here.
Oh, pinball.
All right, man. Caution is out.
There's the
Oh,
yellow.
there's a caution is out.
Oh, they're still trying to. Oh.
Wrecking after the caution came out. That's not good.
Oh, you hate that.
Yeah, I would say so.
Those guys were in a jumbled up mess. Reminded me of I think that was Rusty Wallace, Jeff Bodine bouncing off each other at Talladega in 2001 here when Earnhardt got his last win.
Let's see what happened here. It says Gary Nash in the 87. But that's not Gary Nash.
There's Nash up there at the front of this.
Yeah, it's weird. It's saying my camera thing's tweaking out on me here.
Let's see. The old protest.
I mean, you can
page.
see him.
Those guys are all jumbled up there. I was watching that angle.
The 1, the 45, the
And
81.
There is the 24.
Gotcha.
Alan Holtzman.
So it looks like the 15 and the 24.
I think that, yeah, the 15 and the 24 just going for the same real estate here.
Yeah, 15 got a little
15
high.
thought he might be able to jump up there. I don't know. That may have just been a side draft gone bad, honestly.
Right.
That
It
was,
certainly could have been, yeah.
I think that was a little late for him to be trying to fill the gap. I think that was just a side draft gone bad. And you see Nash down there. Get that protest paint scheme. He was already upset coming into this race after the
Yeah, and that's the thing that
Richmond incident.
just
That's
sucks.
not going to help things.
Is the wreck had already happened in the back. And then you've got all these guys up here with
I mean, look at them 4 wide up there at the left of the screen. They're pinballing off each other already,
Yeah.
and it's like the pinballing didn't stop. They're trying for 5 wide here.
the 55
Oh,
got
there we
into the
go.
back of the 81.
Jeff No got into the 81.
Wow, you just see that.
The old Lake Speed Quality Care throwback paint scheme gets torn up.
It does, and that collects Adam Boughton as well. The 8 of
Michael York.
Michael York.
I think Michael York saw his car disappear. There's a 16 incident limit here. You get disqualified automatically. 4 incident points for hitting another car. So 4 of those, you're out of it. Very easy to have a bump draft lead to a 4X incident. So I think he incident pointed out, unfortunately.
Adam Boughton on pit
So,
road.
We talk about different league rules that are implemented, and that's one that we don't talk a lot about in a place like Talladega because typically if you're in an incident, the damage is going to be bad enough. But again, you can have a bump draft that hits really hard, gives you 4 incident points, and
Right.
goes towards your total. Next thing you know, you're at the limit.
Yeah, that stinks. Well, looks like we're going to be probably doing a green-white checker here.
Hey, we got 3 of them. 3 for Dale, right?
That's right. Been a pretty wild race. It's been a good race, but it has been wild. Somebody we haven't talked about a whole lot today has been Waylon Turner. We made mention of the awesome paint scheme at the beginning of this thing, but right now he's running in the top 10. Looks like he's got a clean race car. He's still in
Put
it.
himself together a real good run. His home track in Texas last week. He's trying to do the same thing again here tonight.
Definitely had some fast repairs used on this one, and we see Adam looks like he used his fast repair last time because he is still on pit road. Not the day that he
Any of you
wanted.
guys like me that like to multitask with your race watching, Waylon Turner streams these every week, and that's a good opportunity to get a race, from the driver's eye view. You can watch us and watch the overall race on one screen and pull out your iPad or something and
There
watch
you go.
Waylon out here. And like I say, he does it every week. So you really get to watch, some of the headspace that a driver goes through. And kind of cool to get to see, it's kind of unprecedented that you get to go watch a guy run a whole race like this, not since the old days of the NASCAR Hot Pass back in the early 2000s.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's a good point. Very similar colors, but different food places there. I didn't realize how close those colors really were to each other.
Yeah, Wendy's. He's
Wendy's
got the
and
old Johnny
Domino's.
Benson. He's got the old Johnny Benson Valvoline pot on that 10 car, and it's throwing me off. But Wendy's is going to have a deal with Bob Pockris out there. He was out on the strip last night at Talladega, dancing around in a piggy bag costume. So tune in to Fox tomorrow. That's going to be a good show from all the flip stuff.
That was funny. Yep, I retweeted that. How can you not love Bob? All right, well, it looks like the lights are off on the pace car. We're going to be trying a green-white checkered here at Talladega. We got 3 shots at it, just like Kevin said. So if it don't succeed, we try again. But once you cross,
I've got to quote our chat here. Leroy Copeland, superfan Eric in our chat. Don't lift.
That's right.
Once this green flag waves for the next, I don't even know, what's 50 seconds times 2, do not lift. The next minute and a half, you're going to be buried. Break the Cimarron for all I care. Don't lift off the gas. One exception, if you start getting pushed out, as the leader, you may drag the brake a little bit. You want to maintain that gap behind you, but let's see. It's hard when you're the leader. You start, the guy in P2, if he's heads up, is going to be dragging his brake a little bit, trying to create a gap, to create the run to you, to open up that run, to take the lead.
Mm-hmm.
You got to watch that. I mean, you're watching the mirror more than you're looking forward in a place like this.
Oh, most
for
definitely.
that scenario, because it's gonna happen coming to the white flag.
It's going to be interesting here, as we
There's
predicted.
Furtick leading us down. Travis Gilbert kind of hanging there on his quarter. Furtick with a big lead. I think that's too big. It's going to be hard to block both these lines.
Yeah, it really is.
They're both coming at him with a ton of momentum here.
There we go.
Carnathan's going to get to his bumper before Gilbert. That may be a saving grace. Nope.
Oh, boy.
Gilbert gets a big push from the 10 of Aaron Miller.
He's undecided what line he wanted to be to.
Gilbert to the lead.
Yep, we got it. Oh, the
Got
number
one off
one
to the
going to the
inside.
inside wall. Is it going to be a caution? Waylon Turner into the inside. Looks like he might have towed. Looks like we are going to stay green.
These guys are just playing bumper tag here. High speed. We take the white flag. We're going to race back no matter what. There's no yellow on the last lap here in iRacing.
Oh,
Furtick
Stan
gets shuffled
Carnathan.
out. Oh, now. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Miller got off the bumper of Gilbert. That's going to really screw things up at this outside.
Oh, boy. One
There's
to
4
go.
wide back here. Leroy Copeland gets into Furtick. Big wreck behind the leaders.
Oh,
Leroy
man.
Copeland, Furtick was in it. It's like Christopher Roth was in it.
Oh,
There's
and the
the
15
15.
into the outside wall.
Rivers, Gilbert get together.
No.
Kane Lee all the way to the inside, avoiding it. Kane Lee's going to be coming with a big run of momentum here off turn 4.
Oh, my gosh.
If I was Kane Lee, I'd be backing up. I don't know who that is behind him, but I'd be backing up to him.
Oh,
What
man.
does Kyle Diaz do here? When do you make the move? I would almost be backing up to 45. I think he's waited too long. Maybe not.
Oh, he's going to try to side
Here he
draft him.
comes. There comes Tay McDonald.
Oh,
Kane Lee
they
into
wrecked
it.
him. Oh my gosh, I don't even know who won.
I think
I think
Diaz
the
just got
Diaz
that.
might have got it.
That was chaos everywhere.
I think we're gonna rewind this and watch that finish one more time. I think the 26.
Kyle Diaz, Travis Gilbert, Pete Walsh, Stan Carnathan, Doug DeNice. Haven't talked about him all night.
Oh wow, the 45 was way into the outside wall. That did not look normal.
He had a big lick there.
Watch the 45 here.
45.
He just wasn't
Just
clear.
throws a big block. And then we had that incident point limit like we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Man, that was textbook stuff there.
Wow.
I'm still trying to comprehend how Diaz
I have no idea.
got below the line there. That's just crazy.
That is crazy.
I thought for sure he'd waited too long to make the move on Stan Carnathan. Tay McDonald is the one that pointed out there. And as he did that, Carnathan comes up trying to side draft Kyle Diaz and hit him. That's what knocked Diaz sideways. He doesn't care. He'll forgive Stan Carnathan.
He does not care. Well, it looks like we've got a leader that we can speak, or not the leader, our winner that we could speak to. Let's go ahead and grab Kyle, have a chat with him here. Kyle Diaz, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Hey, man, that was freaking wild, my friend. How about that finish?
Yeah, man, I have no idea how I kept it straight there coming to the line. I thought for sure I was gonna get turned around right there.
Oh, that was just insanity. Wow. You put yourself in position and you got one, man. Congratulations. That was so cool.
Yeah, man, it was really an amazing race. Like, I'm just still like pumped up from that.
I can
Like
imagine.
throughout the whole race, side by side, switching back and forth throughout lanes, it was just crazy, man.
Yeah, that was a show. You guys put on a great show for the fans here tonight. Anybody you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, just shout out to anybody watching and the league, of course. Just shout out to everybody who puts this thing on. Really had a good time tonight.
Absolutely, man. That was a really, really exciting finish. Congratulations on a win and a great points day, and hopefully we'll talk to you up here in the booth in the near future.
Hey, I got to
Yes,
ask
sir.
you. I got to
Yeah, what's up,
ask you.
Kevin?
Did I teach you anything last night in that NIS race we ran together?
Oh yeah, that NIS race, man, that was pretty crazy, man.
Is that what led to this win tonight? Was that race we ran together last night?
Yeah, man, you showed me the ropes right there. That's how I kept it up front right there and just put myself in position, you know?
Good win.
Yeah, thank you guys. Have a good one.
You too, man. Congrats. All right, that is funny. Let's see if we can get the second place finisher. I have no idea how Travis finished in second spot. Number 41, you got hit about 15 times tonight, rebounded, and came into a second position. How about that?
Thanks, Anthony. Yeah, how about 2 meatballs and a second place finish, man?
That is nuts. I mean,
yeah,
we commented, it was just like, oh my God, like it felt like everybody, you had a magnet of just crashes tonight. Every time, even if you weren't involved, somehow somebody would come across the track and smack the 41 car, man.
yeah. Actually, Tay, my teammate, the 73, and we chat back and forth in the Discord, and I've told him like it's just like bad luck just keeps going. Like it doesn't matter if it's my fault or somebody else's. Seems to be I'm involved in something stupid with incidents. So, yeah, I'm glad to come back for a second place finish, though. That goes to the mantra: never give up. It's never over. Just keep fighting.
Absolutely, man. No, absolutely. And, we know you didn't have the race you wanted last week, so this is a feel good story. Man, I mean, you just kept grinding and you got a great finish for that 41 team. Congratulations on another good points day, my friend. Anybody you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, first and foremost, I'd like to thank Vet to Track. They do a great job of trying to help vets and everything. So if you are new to the broadcast, or even if you haven't gone over and checked it out, go over to store.vettotrack.com and or .org. I apologize, and go check out their cause, their merch. They're growing, and it's a good cause. It's for vets and stuff. So to get them away from their families, the stress and the stuff that builds up and they don't feel like they have a release of an outlet. That's what that organization is created for, is to show them there's hope. That's why never give up. That's, no matter how deep the hole is, if you keep believing that you can move forward, you can. So that's the
Awesome.
purpose of Vet to Track, and I love it. So I'm dedicated to it. I would like to thank my teammate at GWR. I thought I could pass or push the 73 to the win there, and then they all wrecked. So sucks for that. Sorry for Tay. We had pretty good strategy. Congrats to Pete for their third place finish. I believe that's his best finish of the year. So like to say hi and thank you to all my friends, Terry, Tweet, Chauncey, my mom, my dad, my sisters, my nephews. They're all pretty supportive of me and they enjoy the vet to track stuff and the paint schemes. Matter of fact, speaking of paint schemes, give me 1 second. Yeah, you can take over for a second. I got to look up something and I got to give this guy a shout out, but I forgot his name.
Yeah. No, you're good, man. Take your time, buddy. We're good. Gonna pull up Pete Walsh here in just a minute when you're done, but we got time.
Anyways, I'd like to say I miss you guys on the Richmond broadcast. I did get that win finally, that monkey off my back.
Yeah. We had a tree get split, and it's kind of hard to broadcast when you don't have power. So we had a terrible windstorm out this way, and pretty much crap hit the fan, and unfortunately, was nothing I could do about that one.
You just got to jump out there and turn the generator by hand. It's, are you dedicated or not here, Woody?
You know, it
Yeah,
was
that sucks for all the storms, and we did miss you guys. That was a good race at Richmond.
nice.
And we appreciate you guys for everything. Joe Wells is one of the guys over in my Cadre league on Tuesdays. He helped me with this paint scheme. A guy, he did the show Joey Logano paint scheme, and he sent me the file for it, and I was able to make a vet to check scheme out of it. And I hope it showed up good on the broadcast, guys. I really
Awesome.
appreciate you guys.
Good deal, man. Yeah, that is very cool. Awesome stuff,
Uh,
man, and another great day
his name
for you.
is Appreciate it. His name is Trevor Kloss. So he makes really good paint schemes on trading paints and everything. And if you get a chance, go over and check his paint schemes out. Really nice guy. So I really appreciate him for allowing me to take his scheme and have somebody else help me make a vet to check scheme out of it. So thank you, Trevor.
Awesome. Good
And thank you
stuff.
guys.
Absolutely, man. Another great cause, another great run for the 41 team. Travis, we'll talk to you up here, I'm sure, in the near future, bud.
Looking forward to it. Thank you guys. You guys have a good rest of your weekend.
You too, bud.
Good job, man.
All right. I think that is this going to be the first time us talking to Pete up here? Or maybe we talked to
Might
him
be.
last season. Finishing in the third spot here, number 74, Pete Walsh. You got a copy?
I do.
Awesome run for that
What's up, guys?
74 team, man. Tell us a little bit about this chaotic race, huh?
Well, it was a great race. I was talking with Tay and man, that is I guess we started up in the front. I think we started fourth or something, third, and we went to the back a couple times. Came through the field and got a little dicey at the end. They were like four wide a couple times, I think. I could feel them rubbing on my right rear quarter panel there. Like they were rubbing. It was so close, but got through it. And the what would you say? The sea parted at the last second.
Yeah. Yeah, it was crazy, man. There's a typical chaotic Talladega finish, and you put yourself in the position and came home with a great points day for that number 74 machine. Anybody you want to give a shout out to, Pete, before we let you go?
Well, you guys, for one, let's say, love you, Bob. Say hi to the guys from work and Mobile One for supporting me and Ford and the guys from the team. Can't forget the team, man. We got top 2 and 3, so it was great.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. A great run for you, man. Really happy to see you up here getting the top 3 finish. And really fantastic league, man. We're having a good time being here every week. And hopefully we'll have you back up here in the near future, my friend. Good run tonight, and good luck next week.
Thank you, guys.
Take care, buddy.
Good job.
All right. I think that's going to wrap it up here for us at Talladega. What a finish, man. I didn't know who won that thing at the end. I literally had
This
no
place
idea.
does not disappoint ever.
No, that was cool. Very cool stuff. We appreciate each and every one of you guys for tuning into the broadcast. and being active within the chat. One thing that I haven't been doing, and for some reason I did last year and just kind of forgot to do it up this year, is this is all of our handles. Myself, Kevin Zab, and Elite Cup Racing. You can find us on Twitter. Follow us and interact there. We're all very active on that platform. We have a great time, share each other's content. So if you want to give us all a follow, the information is right there on your screen. And until next week, we're going to sign off and enjoy the rest of our weekend. We will see you right back here next Saturday night live with some more Cup racing.